All right, so Leandro's like, Melissa, in my email today, you sent an email with literally without an attachment. So I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the report that I had given to the police after my husband pushed me. I had called them, like, not right away, like, I think it was like a week after. And I'm like, okay, so going forward, this is what my husband did in the future. What are my options in the future if he does something like this again? So I did not press charges because I didn't want, like, my kids seeing dad arrested. I did not want him arrested. I wanted him to learn, don't put your hands on me again. And he could have killed me. We had this fight, right? And I pointed my finger at him, and he always says, don't give me the bad finger. And I am just very expressive with my hands, right? Um, so I gave him the bad finger, but usually it was done, right, with my feistiness. And usually what he would do is, if he felt like I was getting out of hand, he'd usually put his arms around my waist and hug me and say, come here. And he'd be like, I'm sorry. And he'd usually be like, okay, I'm sorry, give me a hug. And we would work it out, right? So when I got a little out of hand, that's what he would do. But this time he was going through something. I don't know what he was going through. And he actually grabbed my wrists, both of them at the same time. And then he took me with both of my wrists and swung me. And I had my heels on. I think I had my hands on my hip, but he grabbed both of my wrists, swung me, and threw me, right? So I got thrown. This was upstairs, and my son was downstairs and heard it. And I still managed to stay on my feet with my heels, which I was very proud of myself for that. So I had really good balance, and I actually was like stumbling back and hit the back of, like, I stumbled into the refrigerator. It's like the refrigerator stopped me from falling too. So that's what he did. And then another time we had an argument, and he's like, you want to fight with me? You want to fight with me? Come on, right here, right here. And I'm like, what is the matter with you? Why are you so like this? So couldn't get past it. Another time I'm in the truck with him, in his truck, and we're going down the road to get a generator from his friend at work, from a guy at work. And we're just talking, and I think his driving was like, crazy. And I was told before, don't correct your husband when he drives, right? Unless it's serious. And he's always speeding around. So I'm like, look, can you slow down for me? You're going really fast. And so he slams on the brakes, and I almost hit my head on the windshield. And he's like, you wanna talk about my driving? Get out. And so he was arguing with me. And then he was like, no, wait a minute. Okay, so he was arguing with me. And then I'm like, get me out of this truck. I think I said, get me out first. I'm like, get me out of this truck right now. And he's like, fine, you want to walk, go ahead. So and then he was like driving like a maniac. So, these little things of anger add up, right? They add up. I told Leandro, go ahead and bring me to court, and I'm going to talk about all the things my husband did. And I said, basically, when we were in the trailer, he would take a fit and he would hit the walls. We have a hole in the door that he punched. And I went to his father, and I'm like, hey, why is Ben angry all the time? What's going on? And I said, he keeps getting angry. He's like, well, don't make him angry. And I'm like, what am I doing to make him angry? I'm thinking that. I didn't say it. But it didn't take, he's hot-tempered. Even at work, he was like, so it's not me. At work, he's like hitting the walls, taking a fit. So he did this a lot at work too. So anyways, I told Leandro, this is what I'm talking about. And I sent I had made a phone call the other day, again, August 2021, they have recorded that I had made a call about his abuse. My husband denied it in court that he ever touched me. So there's proof there. There's his own text, which I said I will be sending, where he says, I'm sorry for all those awful things. Okay, I forgave him. Not only did I forgive him, but I continued to try to build trust again with him.